Hello everyone. Welcome back to another awesome vocabulary lesson. Are you excited to upgrade your vocabulary? Today is going to be an advanced vocabulary lesson. And before beginning, I want to ask you a question. Do you know that money has different names? Can you guess how many names do money actually have? Well, the answer is 16. 16 different names. Are you shocked? Actually, the name of money changes according to the way we use it and the place we are using it. And today I am going to explore in details with you all the names of money and where it is used and uh, how we use it and how it affects the name it has. So let's learn all the names. Let's begin. So the first one, when you are giving money in school for the services, for the educational services, you call it fee. So remember that whenever we are paying money in colleges, university, school, any educational institute, we always call it fee. Plus, when you are paying money to any professional, that is a doctor, a lawyer, a consultant of any professional field, even then you call it a fee. Fee. For example, the school has decided to increase its fee by 10% this year. The doctor charges a minimal fee for a prescription. Number two, when you are giving money in temples or church, then you call it a donation. Donation. Well, donation, it's given, it's the money that is given as form of charity. So whenever you're giving the money as charity, whether it's in temples or in churches or even in orphanages or NGOs, you call it a donation. So it's just not temples, churches, but also orphanages and NGOs. You always call it donation because you are giving it away as charity. The keyword is charity. This year, NGOs received huge amount of donation from all over the country. There's a donation box kept at the entrance of the temple for poor people. Third one, we are all familiar with this word. So when you owe somebody, when you owe money to somebody, that is, you have borrowed some money from someone and now you have to pay it back. You are in that process of paying it back. You call it debt. Debt. And remember, the B is silent here. So it's debt. It can be either formal or informal. But when you borrow money and now you owe somebody that money in the form of maybe property, anything, but you have to pay back money. So that's called debt. Debt. My uncle borrowed lots of money and now he's paying off the debt. He lost his job and now he's in debt. The fourth one is when you take money from bank. So basically when you borrow money from bank, what is it called? It's called a loan. A loan. So when bank gives you money, it's called loan that you have to pay back. Debt is, it's like any kind of informal form of borrowing of money. But when you take it from bank, specifically from bank, it's called a loan. A loan. For example, people take home loan, car loan, you must have heard, or education loan that is quite common and popular. Lots and lots of students are taking educational loan these days. My sister bought a car last year on loan from the bank. So when the money is given to children for their expenses, it's called allowance. Allowance. When allowance can be given to either children or it can also be given to people who are not financially independent. So when we give some money for their expenses, basically maybe it can be monthly or weekly, which is a fixed amount that they get after a fixed time period. So that is called allowance. Each child gets allowance every week. Well, the next one is when we give money in marriages. Basically from the bride's party to the groom's party, it is known as dowry. Dowry. In modern times, we are actually abolishing it a lot and we are seeing a change in the society, but it's still a form of money that we give. So it is also one of the forms of money or the name of money. For example, a lot of families are taking initiative of not taking dowry anymore. So at restaurants or cafes, we call it a tip. So a tip is that we give to a waiter or all the attendees for their services. So it's a small sum of money for appreciation of the service that is provided, and we call it tip. You should always tip your waiter after visiting a restaurant. Now this is the next one, and that is the money you give to a kidnapper or kidnappers. Well, when we give some money to a kidnapper in order to free a person or a property, the kind of money that we give is called ransom. Ransom. And that is why this popular name has been arised, that is ransomware. Ransomware, you must have heard about it. Why it's called a ransomware? Because in order to free your software, your laptop or your device, you need to pay some money to the hacker. That is known as ransom. When you pay somebody some money in order to free your possession, or somebody, that is a person, your loved one, then that's called a ransom. The kidnappers asked for a huge amount of ransom. He had to pay a huge ransom to the hacker because they hacked his computer with his personal files. The ninth one, and that is very common, that is the money given by an employer to the employee, by an employer to the worker, right? And that is called salary. So salary is the monthly money that everyone gets, every employee gets. The salary will be directly deposited into your bank account. All the employers will get a 5% increment to their salary. When a subordinate gets money from the master for some work, or you can say when you give money for some labor work or a contractual work, it is called wage. So wages are given for hourly work or maybe a day's worth of work. What are the wages for this work? Number 11 is something that I discussed in my live session too. So when you pay money to travel by a bus or a taxi, you call it a fare. Fare. So basically fare is the money that we pay to travel by any public transport, specifically public transport. What is the fare for traveling from Mumbai to Delhi? Next one. After the divorce, when a person gets money, that is called alimony. Alimony. She got a huge amount of alimony after her divorce. The next one is the illegal money that is given to a person for some kind of favor, or the money that is given in corruption. So that is related to corruption, and it's called bribe. Bribe. So bribe is the money that is not legal, it's illegal, and it's considered dishonest money, dishonest form of money. Taking or giving bribe is a punishable offense. Number 14 is the money that you get after your retirement, and that is pension. So pension, you must have heard it, it's very common. So that is the money that you get after your retirement, when you have done your job, fulfilled your job. He gets a good amount of pension after his retirement. Okay, now the second last, the money that we give to government, and it is compulsory. So the compulsory money that we give to government for all the public services that they provide, or the services that we take from them, and it's called tax. So tax, we pay tax in many form, house tax, income tax, and when we buy any kind of goods, so there's always GST or tax included in it. So yes, tax is something that we all pay to government for their service, for the services in the public sector. The taxes on electronic items are going to be increased from next month. She is not eligible to pay house tax till now. And the last one is the money that you pay in court, and it's a kind of punishment, it's a form of punishment, and that is known as fine. So we pay fine for breaking laws or breaking rules. So he had to pay a fine of rupees 1000 for not wearing his helmet. So that were all the 16 names of money that we discussed today, and I hope that you liked this vocabulary lesson. And now you're gonna use all the names of money instead of just saying money or just saying cash or just saying rupees. So do practice, do use it whenever you get a chance to use it, and keep on learning. I'm Shivangi. I'm gonna meet you next time with a new video. But before going, do like it, share the video, subscribe my channel. And now I'm gonna meet you next time. Till then, take care and bye.